Welcome to the bright side of aging. My name is Ike Engelbaum. I'm a pharmacist and the publisher of AmericanSeniorGazette.org. It has been wisely said, you cannot help getting older, but you can help getting old. It has also been said that age is a matter of the mind. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. My purpose in doing the show is so that seniors and caregivers can share their ideas and questions on how we can age gracefully and in a vertical position for as long as our good genes will allow. And if we've inherited bad genes, how to outwit them. Our topics include senior housing, financial, legal, safety, travel, health issues, interesting senior events in the community, and most of all, tips on how to put old on hold. For over 30 years, Cruise Hearing and Service has helped thousands of people improve their hearing and enjoy the sounds of their life again. If you don't hear as well as you like, Cruise Hearing can help you. They have actually hearing aids that the batteries do not need to be recharged. And they also have a caption phone that you can view for free. And also the phone, if you are over 65, is available to you free. So any phone calls you get, you can see captioned if you don't hear that well. Hey, they've got other stuff. If you'd like the free cookbook, call 1-888-489-8980. That's available. You can call Cruise Hearing Direct at 877-456-2789. The number direct is 877-456-2789. If you are 50 and above, one of the biggest decisions aside from your financial situation is where and how you should live. Our professional staff at HOW, stands for House Calls on Wheels, is ready to help you if you call 888-489-8980 for a free consultation as to whether you should stay in your current home or renovate it with a customized healthcare suite in your attached garage. Yes, you can have living quarters healthcare suite in your attached garage, or we can attach it to your home. We can install ramps, walkways, and bathtubs, stair glides, and bring in insurance-covered medical professional medical staff that is covered by your insurance, or affordable non-medical help, or move into a senior apartment, independent, assisted living center. We can do it all. Just give us a free call. It has been wisely said that in life you fail in one of two ways. You do without thinking, or you think without doing. Please let us help you do what's best for you to do at no charge. Just call 888-489-8980 and let us know what time we can call you or visit with you at no charge. Remember, asking for help is not a weakness, but it's a strength. Please call us at 888-489-8980 and let us help you stay strong and age in dignity.
Yeah, and I hope you're all dignified. And welcome, and it's great to be in this wonderful state, and we're supposed to actually really have another phenomenal day, and hopefully yours goes as well as can be. I just want to recap on the sponsors that I have. I'm very proud of them, and not only that they offer great service, but they're giving people. In other words, they give back. And we have an arrangement. If you use any of our sponsors and you are part of a nonprofit organization or actually you want to donate a few dollars to your particular charity, we tithe any of our businesses that are promoting so that you can offer a few bucks to the appropriate organization. As also in the spot with the caption phone, I now use one, quite frankly. It's a delight because as you age, your hearing is not as good as it used to be. And many times people become depressed because they really can't hear what the other person is saying. And you are eligible, if you're 65 or over, for free to get a caption call. And that's why I want you to write down that magic toll-free number, 888-489-8980, 888-489-8980. And leading into the interview, we were talking about the two biggest decisions you make, and obviously health is very, very important. But the next one is financial. And I'm so excited to have one of the most knowledgeable people in the financial world that I've met over the years. And many of you may know he has been involved in financial planning for years and had his own radio show and is an all-around good guy. And his name is Brian Kurtz. And I am so delighted that Brian Kurtz, among all his activities, and right now in baseball season, that's one of his primary activities besides the financial world. Is that right, Brian? Are you primarily in the financial world now?
I'm primarily in the financial world, but I'm also at the ballpark quite often.
Well, I've had the joy of being with you in your office, and anytime any of your clients come in, they almost hug you and are so delighted that you've helped them. And you are a down-to-earth guy who deals with people at no matter what level they're at. Obviously, if someone is out there and is not quite sure their financial planner is doing as well as they should, I know that you certainly don't want to create any ill will, but it never hurts to get a second opinion. So, Brian, you get calls where people just are not quite sure if they got the best arrangement going, and you give a second opinion. Is that something you do?
Well, second opinions are something I give a lot of. I get calls from people whose primary complaint is, if they have one, if they have an advisor already, is I never have heard from him. I've never heard from her. And you have to keep in touch, and you have to schedule regular appointments, and you just have to provide good service. That shouldn't be rocket science, but it is, and apparently it's not being done well enough. So I get a lot of calls like that. Yes.
Well, I know you've been very prompt in return calls, and I think just like with a doctor, if you've had a lab test, you want the doctor to call you as soon as possible after the results are in versus waiting 2 weeks while you're wondering what happened. So, and although a lot of people may know about you and think a lot of you, I thought it'd be appropriate for those folks that don't know you, give your 60-second elevator pitch. Go for it.
Well, let me just say it's great to talk to you again. I've been in business for 31 and a half years, AIP Financial Services. I used to work for the federal government down at the tank arsenal in Centerline there for 11 years, and I've been in 1993 and became a full-time financial advisor. And I did do radio for 25 and a half years, and I wouldn't have done any on 4 different stations, and I wouldn't have done any of it if it wasn't for you. I was a guest on your program in the late 90s, a century ago.
Yeah, right. Thank you. And you did a great job, and hopefully I'll try to corral you whenever you're in the mood to call in. And I thought it might be appropriate that we hear all these different commercials about various investments. And one thing that I really find interesting is fixed annuities. And I wondered if we could start off with what is a fixed annuity?
Well, when I was on the radio, and I just quit doing it at the end of last year, I was kind of had a reputation as a safe money guy. And that's not all I do. We do the full range of investment services as well and estate planning. But fixed annuities, to answer your question, are very safe. There's a contract with an insurance company, and it's much like a CD at a bank, except for it's with an insurance company. And you give them a certain amount of money for a certain amount of time, whether it be 3 years or 5 years. Those are the two kind of sweet spots. And they give you a specified interest rate that doesn't change. It can't go down during the contract term. No fees and tax deferral as well. So very safe, insured up to $250,000, just like the FDIC insures deposits in banks. And so I've done a lot of those, hundreds of millions of them over the years, Ike.
Now, who is the primary person that should have fixed annuity, or is it for everybody that's got a few bucks?
Well, that's a really good question. I would say typically people who are 55 and over, let's say, and because if you take the interest out before 59 and a half, then you do have a 10% penalty on it. They're meant to be retirement savings vehicles. And, with my clients and with myself, frankly, I've kind of done it in a way that there should always be a piece of your investable money, of your saved money that can't go down, that cannot fluctuate, that you don't lose money on. So I have a fixed annuity or two myself. I've got a couple of indexed annuities and then a bunch of securities too. But fixed annuities are definitely for anybody who wants to safeguard at least a portion of their retirement assets.
Now, I understand that though you certainly have got a lot of people that are already clients, that you're still open to having someone that's sort of wondering, do I really need a financial planner? I can do a lot of this stuff on my own. So if someone's got a minimum net worth of $100,000, is that a client that you would welcome to see how you can have the money working for them versus they're working for the money?
Another good question, Ike, because when I stopped doing radio, people ask me, are you still accepting new clients? Absolutely. I'm getting, I'm working with the families of a lot of clients who have unfortunately passed away, and I do get referred to by people who have been working with me for decades, but absolutely, I'll take new clients. I'm just, not on the radio looking for them anymore, but minimum investable net worth of $100,000, and that's not an ego thing. It's just a service thing. I'm a one-man band, and I have one employee. We're kind of a boutique firm, and we take very good care of our clients. So I not everyone wants to work with a small firm. Some people prefer larger firms or robo-advisors or, like you said, doing it yourself. But it's not unlike plumbing or electrical work. If you don't know what you're doing and you try to do it yourself, it can be very expensive.
Right. Well, I wanted to summarize what I understand of a fixed annuity, which at least got my interest and involved myself in it, is that, correct me if I'm wrong, the highlights of a fixed annuity is that you never lose the money. Is that correct? I mean, your principal is always there. Is that right? Or can you lose your money?
Your principal is always there. There is absolutely no market risk. Really no risk unless the insurance company goes out of business, and even then, as long as it's under $250,000, you're going to get paid off by whatever insurance company buys them, or by the State Health and Life Insurance Guarantee Association. So, yeah, very, very safe. Fixed interest rates, and right now you can get up to 5.65%, 5.75%, right around there for a 5-year period. It's still pretty high because they haven't. The Fed has not cut rates yet, and so fixed annuity carriers are offering much better rates than the bank is.
All right. Well, the banks are actually not that terrific an institution as they used to be. You talked about the personal aspect to it. I walk into some of the branches now, and you have one clerk and everything else. It's like ordering at McDonald's. It's on the screen. I mean, it's sad, but
Right.
The truth of it is that you have as a safety net. Your money is safe. You benefit as the interest rises, and if it goes lower, you lose in the process. And this may be too
once you have the
open-ended.
contract, the rate is locked in.
What's that?
Once you have the contract, the rate is locked in. So if you lock in 5.65% now for 5 years, it doesn't matter if the rates get cut in half next year. You're still going to get your 5.65. And that compounds upon itself, and it's tax deferred, so it's a pretty powerful tool.
Now, do you have access to the money at all over, if you sign up like for 5 years? It's locked in there. You can't draw out without a penalty if you do take some of it out. Is that correct?
Another good question, and no, that's not correct all the time. You generally can get some of it out, either the interest as it's earned, or you can get 10% per year after the first year of the entire contract. So unlike a CD that has a penalty for any withdrawals, with a fixed annuity, you generally can get access to at least a portion of it before the contract is over.
Now, for a fixed annuity, is there a minimum amount that you have to invest?
Usually $20,000. Some of them will take 10, but most of them it's around the $20,000 range.
Mm-hmm. Now, as far as the fixed annuity companies out there, is there an advantage of one company over another? Is there sort of a golden kid, a fixed annuity company, or are they all basically by the same guidelines and have basically the same record of the investment benefits?
Well, they do have ratings. AM Best is a company that rates insurance companies based on their strength, kind of like Standard & Poor's and so forth. And I will use companies whose ratings are as low as B++, as long as, before I'm willing to mention a company name on the air or to a client, I kick the tires pretty hard myself, find out, how they do business, and make sure that they are members of the State Health and Life Insurance Guarantee Association, so that if anything does happen down the road, no one's going to lose money. And no one has in a fixed annuity in all the time that I've been in business.
Well, listen, that's your gift, the fact that you've been around so long means that you really look out for your clients. I'd like to take a brief break and come back and talk about another hot topic that's in the news almost every day, cryptocurrency. But before I take the break, why don't you repeat your phone number so people can contact you and get to know you much better than this interview? What is your phone number?
We're over on the northeast corner of Square Lake and John R. in Troy, very accessible. And our phone number is toll-free, 866-247-6663. That's 866-AIP-MONEY, for those of you who still use the letters on your phone. 866-247-6663.
Very good. We'll take a brief break, and we'll be right back with Brian Kurtz and give us his thoughts on cryptocurrency. Don't you go away. We'll be right back.
When it's time to move, don't trust all your memories and most prized possessions to just some guys with a truck. Get personalized first-class treatment from bonded and experienced moving professionals. If you are confused about all the details involved in moving from one household to another, call 1-888-489-8980. Is always the concern of who should I call about the utilities? How shall I handle my household appliances? What should I do about my pets? What do I need to handle in advance of the move? For a free brochure titled Practical Hints to Make Moving Day Easier, call Aberdeen Van Lines at 1-888-489-8980. We can even help you in selling your home or any furniture that you may no longer wish for your next move. Let Aberdeen help make your move a dream. So call 1-888-489-8980 now.
And now we have the pleasure and actually opportunity to learn about cryptocurrency from a dynamic financial planner and estate planner and all-around good guy, Brian Kurtz. And Brian Kurtz, give us a curt example of what the heck is cryptocurrency.
Well, cryptocurrency is, it only exists in the computer. It's mined, and it's blockchain, which is a very heavily energy-intensive way of producing it. You mine it on the computer, and some of it, like Bitcoin, can be used for transactions. You can use a piece of a Bitcoin, to buy things in some places. In most places, it is not accepted, at least now, but that may change in the future. And there's been other offshoots of Bitcoin. There's Ripple and Ethereum, and God knows how many others. The Trump administration has started mining some itself, but it's a very fluid market, Ike. My clients have generally not gotten deeply into it. I'll be the first to admit that a number of people have made good money on buying and selling Bitcoin and buying and selling cryptocurrency. In my trained opinion, and it's just an opinion, there are too few players that control too much of the supply of cryptocurrency, the supply of Bitcoin, the supply of Ethereum, Ripple, etc. And so the risks, and when we were preparing for this appearance on your program, we talked about, going from absolutely safe, fixed annuity is what we talked about in the last segment, to very, very risky, and that's cryptocurrency. And then in between, of course, you've got mutual funds and stocks and everything else. But cryptocurrency you can make money at it if you catch it at the right time. You can also lose quite a bit. Brookstone Capital Management is the RIA firm that I work through for my investment business. And we have a crypto strategy that, combines a few cryptocurrencies and companies that trade crypto, like blockchain or blockchain and Coinbase and things like that. So we dabble in it a little bit, but I've not noticed a lot of interest in it among my clients. I can give you, if we have the time, I can give you some of the returns, both positive and negative, to illustrate my point.
Mm-hmm. Well, we just have a few minutes, about 4 minutes left. I just wondered, are you into cryptocurrency yourself, or that's not even your bag?
I think I own about $40 worth of cryptocurrency. I put it on my Robinhood app one day on a whim. So yeah, less than $100, right?
Yeah. So can you come in for less than $100? And I guess you figure that if it's $100 that you're not going to be losing your meals on, it may be worth the gamble. It's, in a way, the way you describe it, it is like going to the casino.
Exactly. I was just going to say, if I didn't want to take $100 and drive downtown and put it on red or black or something like that, then that's what I did with this.
I see. So, well, in a limited amount, I remember about in our previous conversations, that's one of the gifts that you have and why clients admire you is you evaluate how how much of a risk your client is willing to take. If you're young and want to take a chance that you can make big money but also lose a lot of money, but being young, you can recoup if you do lose quite a bit of money. I would imagine that's probably the criteria. I mean, if you're in your latter part of your life or your autumn years, I don't think you want to take too much gambling unless you're super wealthy. Is that right?
Well, yeah, most people don't want to gamble too much. The crypto strategy that we offer through Brookstone has 10 different ETFs, exchange traded funds. You know, it was up 85% in 2024. That's a good return. In 2022, it was down 73%. So, you know, those are the kind of mood swings, if you will, that this type of strategy can take you on. And that's a little bit too volatile for most clients, but there is a place for it in the investment world, I think.
Right. Well, casinos seem to be doing quite well.
Exactly.
That gives you sort of an indication. Hey, listen, we unfortunately run out of time, but I don't want to leave without you giving out your phone number a couple of times because I know you welcome trying to help people, and there are people out there that need help. So go for it. What is your phone number, Mr. Brian Kurtz?
Your listeners can reach me at 248-312-2632 or toll free 866-247-6663. Wow.
Been a great delight to have you on. Right now, I got to wrap it up with my favorite parting thought, which is yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. Today is a gift. And that's why we call it the present. Please enjoy your present by looking and living life with a bright side of aging.
Welcome to the Entrepreneurs Network radio show. Our mission is to interview successful entrepreneurs who are willing to share with us their ideas and experiences, both the successes and the failures. Because as it has been jokingly said, you should learn from the mistakes of others because you'll never live long enough to make them all yourself. My name is Ike Engelbaum, and I'm the founder of the Entrepreneurs Network of Michigan, which is a group of motivated people that are all interested in helping each other in achieving our personal and professional goals. Please check out our website, entrepreneursnetworkofmichigan.com, for meeting schedule as well as self-improvement material. Our philosophy is that if it's to be, it's up to me. If you are 50 and above, one of the biggest decisions aside from your financial situation is where and how you should live. Our professional staff at HOW, stands for House Calls on Wheels, is ready to help you if you call 888-489-8980 for a free consultation as to whether you should stay in your current home or renovate it with a customized healthcare suite in your attached garage. Yes, you can have living quarters healthcare suite in your attached garage, or we can attach it to your home. We can install ramps, walkways, and bathtubs, stair glides, and bring in insurance-covered medical professional medical staff that is covered by your insurance, or affordable non-medical help, or move into a senior apartment, independent, assisted living center. We can do it all. Just give us a free call. It has been wisely said that in life you fail in one of two ways. You do without thinking, or you think without doing. Please let us help you do what's best for you to do at no charge. Just call 888-489-8980 and let us know what time we can call you or visit with you at no charge. Remember, asking for help is not a weakness, but it's a strength. Please call us at 888-489-8980 and let us help you stay strong and age in dignity. For over 30 years, Cruise Hearing and Service has helped thousands of people improve their hearing and enjoy the sounds of their life again. If you don't hear as well as you like, Cruise Hearing can help you. They have actually hearing aids that the batteries do not need to be recharged. And they also have a caption phone that you can view for free. And also the phone, if you are over 65, is available to you free. So any phone calls you get, you can see captioned if you don't hear that well. Hey, they've got other stuff. If you'd like a free cookbook, call 1-888-489-8980. That's available. You can call Cruise Hearing Direct at 877-456-2789. The number direct is 877-456-2789.
And, of course, feel free to call our toll-free number, 888-489-8980, and we can schedule an appointment for you. In fact, I'm a strong believer, more so than ever before, now that I am wearing hearing aids, what a difference it's made for me. I enjoy meeting people and going to network meetings, and it is amazing how many times before I had the hearing aids, I missed out on so many of the seminar topics that were being discussed by the speaker. It is a known fact, especially if you're an entrepreneur, the key is that you have to listen to your prospect. There's an old adage in marketing and sales, and it says, as far as selling ain't telling, selling is asking. So if you don't ask a potential client exactly what they want, and understand what they want, you're not going to make a sale and not even know why you didn't. You know why you didn't? You didn't really listen. I hate to make light of it, but there's an old joke about why husbands speak twice as much as their wives. And the answer is because wives have to repeat everything. Women like to hear that. And though I have been very fortunate and been married for 62 years, I can appreciate how communication between your significant other is. It's vital. Believe it or not, they have now got documentation that many people that are depressed only because of their lack of hearing. They don't really hear what their friends and family may want to say to them, and they're sort of trapped in their own way of thinking. And the good news is you can have a free hearing test right in your home, or depending on where you're located, since Felix Cruz has got 3 offices, one in Taylor and Waterford, another one, and then one in Farmington and on Orchard Lake Road near 11 Mile Road. Very accessible. But if you have transportation as an issue, that can be arranged as well. And as far as entrepreneurship is concerned, one of the biggest reasons many entrepreneurs fail is because they've got an idea or a concept they want to sell, and they assume that everybody that they're in touch with is going to be interested in that particular product or service. That ain't the case. And unless you actually hear and listen to what your client wants, you'll never really be at the top of your profession. So rule number 1 is make darn sure that whatever you're trying to sell, that you have what a client has on their mind. One of the really great strategies that's out there is, it may sound very complicated, it's called NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming. What it means, every human being has got a certain personality as to how they really communicate. And if you're in sales as an entrepreneur, it's so important that you basically read the person. Mike McKay, who is a super attorney who actually wrote major contracts with all the superstars, like the major tennis stars and baseball stars. He was their agent, and he wrote a book in regards to what you didn't learn in business school. And one of the primary things that I remember is how he was successful in reading a person. You have to evaluate who you're talking to. So no matter what you have to sell, you make darn sure, number 1, that the person that you're either trying to get involved with your idea or sell your idea to, that you read how they respond. There's some people that are very aggressive, and if you come in like a milquetoast and like your poor sad sack, it ain't gonna go very far. By the same time, you want to match with them that you are assertive. And then again, if you see someone who's really quiet and self-conscious or what have you, you want to deal with them in a more compassionate way. And there are books and seminars that I can put you in touch with if you are interested. And as far as our Entrepreneurs Network group, we're thriving. We now, over the entire world, now have over 20,000 contacts. And if you're an entrepreneur and you want to join up with us for our next meeting, is going to be the last Tuesday in June, the June 24th, from 11:30 to 1. It's free to attend. Donations are appreciated since we give the donation profits to veterans in business, veterans who want to get back into business. And if you're a veteran, by the way, there are all kinds of programs available for you to help you financially as well as an ongoing basis as well. And in fact, if you call our toll-free number, 888-489-8980, I'll be glad to set up a time we can talk by phone or in person. Or now with Facebook, it can be anywhere in the whole world. Is this a great country or what? All you got to do is call 888-489-8980. And if you press number 1, you can be in direct touch with me if you want to speak to me in person rather than leaving me a voicemail. And I welcome any entrepreneur out there that's sort of floundering, not knowing how to get started. I work with SCORE, Senior Corps of Retired Executives, and this is a government-paid nonprofit organization, and they are unfortunately on the block possibly of being cut in some of their funding, which I'd hate to see happen because they've helped thousands and thousands of people, and I've referred some of my contacts to them, and what they're able to do for free is basically become your board. They can help you in writing a business plan. They've got access to different financial sources for you. And I work quite closely with them, and I've had speakers come to our meetings, and I certainly welcome you to join us at our next meeting, which is going to be June the 24th, 11:30 to 1, at the Lakes Area Chamber of Commerce, which is in Wall Lake, official address 305 North Pontiac Trail. And we have a drawing that if you show up and you win, you'll be able to get on the air, and we can do a 10-minute radio interview. And then now we put it on YouTube, and it's available on the internet. So as I like to say, we can make you almost famous and possibly rich. And what I'd like to make darn sure is that if you feel that, hey, if you're over 50 and you're 60 and you've decided that you wanted to retire, I got news for you. Today, there is really no reason, unless you're physically not able, to need to retire. Actually, I like to think as you age, you refire, not retire. And I'm willing to work with you, and we call it Encore Entrepreneurship. You know, there's a huge advantage when you're over 50, you've had that much more experience in the business world. And one of the saddest comments I get when I do seminars, which I certainly am open to doing still, you call our toll-free number, 888-489-8980. and I'll be glad to speak to your group. And actually, I bring in other speakers as well. And one of the other areas besides SCORE is an organization called SOAR, SOAR. And they stand for Society of Active Retirees. It's a wonderful organization, and they bring in really interesting, top-notch speakers, and you mingle with other people that have not given up on being educated. You know, education is a long, lifelong process. I can't help but be reminded of this young kid that comes home from school for the first day, and the father asked the child, "Hey, how was school today?" He said, "Oh, not so good." He says, "What's wrong?" "Oh, I have to go back tomorrow." So anyway, we are not kindergartners, but we still have to go back and relearn and learn. And the wonderful thing about the aging process is that if you're really reasonably intelligent, you can actually learn more from your mistakes and failures than you can from your successes. And there's actually some books been written, and I'll have to actually have the speaker from the author. It's based on succeeding from failures, and there is an art to being able to recoup and regroup and recalculate. So as Winston Churchill once said, never, never, never give up. Right now, I'd like to take a brief break, and when we come back, give you some of the highlights of what you should consider if you're planning to start your own business. So please don't go away. We'll be right back.
When it's time to move, don't trust all your memories and most prized possessions to just some guys with a truck. Get personalized first-class treatment from bonded and experienced moving professionals. If you're confused about all the details involved in moving from one household to another, call 1-888-489-8980. Is always the concern of who should I call about the utilities? How shall I handle my household appliances? What should I do about my pets? What do I need to handle in advance of the move? For a free brochure titled Practical Hints to Make Moving Day Easier, call Aberdeen Van Lines at 1-888-489-8980. We can even help you in selling your home or any furniture that you may no longer wish for your next move. Let Aberdeen help make your move a dream. So call 1-888-489-8980 now. If you are 50 and above, one of the biggest decisions aside from your financial situation is where and how you should live. Our professional staff at HOW, stands for House Calls on Wheels, is ready to help you if you call 888-489-8980 for a free consultation as to whether you should stay in your current home or renovate it with a customized healthcare suite in your attached garage. Yes, you can have living quarters healthcare suite in your attached garage, or we can attach it to your home. We can install ramps, walkways, and bathtubs, stair glides, and bring in insurance-covered medical professional medical staff that is covered by your insurance, or affordable non-medical help, or move into a senior apartment, independent, assisted living center. We can do it all, or just give us a free call. It has been wisely said that in life you fail in one of two ways. You do without thinking, or you think without doing. Please let us help you do what's best for you to do at no charge. Just call 888-489-8980 and let us know what time we can call you or visit with you at no charge. Remember, asking for help is not a weakness, but it's a strength. Please call us at 888-489-8980 and let us help you stay strong and age in dignity.
And I always like to highlight the importance of being aging in place and in dignity. And if you're 50 or above, you certainly know the importance of staying connected with the people in your life. And actually, we are working, as I mentioned, with SCORE, which is the Senior Corps Retired Executives. It's an organization that's nationwide, and these are people that are in business partially, but mostly they want to help other people get into business. They have workshops. SCORE's headquarter office is in Ferndale, but it's nationwide, and they have webinars on an ongoing basis. And also they have what I like to refer to as encore entrepreneurship. So if you're looking to have, as they call it, a side hustle or a full-time business, they can help in the planning and growing, managing, and financing. And we work quite closely with them through the Entrepreneurs Group. In fact, if you are able to join us on June the 24th, that's the last Tuesday of this month, and we try to have our meetings on the fourth Tuesday of each month, 11:30 to 1, at the Lakes Area Chamber of Commerce at 305 North Pontiac Trail, and that's in Wall Lake, Michigan. And we have free refreshments and also light lunch, and we have a door prize drawing that you can come on the air if you win and get a 10-minute radio interview. And we then put it on YouTube, and you could put it on your web page and use it as a marketing tool. That's the key to networking, is how you rub elbows, so to speak, with successful people, and also share your thoughts. And we have discounts we give each other, so that way we become each other's salespeople. All you got to do is call 888-489-8980. And if you're a speaker type and you've got something particularly interesting that you want to discuss, our next speaker is going to be talking about the whole aspect of cryptocurrency and bitcoins and how you can possibly use it in your business or avoid not using it. The next best thing to knowing what to do is knowing what not to do. And I run into so many people who, unfortunately, as the old song goes, looking for love in all the wrong places. Well, that may sound good as a country western song, but it's also good in terms of your business career. If you feel that you want to go into business only because you've got some friend of yours who's very successful and doesn't seem as bright as you, and you figure, well, if they can do it, I can do it. Truth is, you have to have really an evaluation. Is this something you really want to do? One of the best questions you can ask yourself when you want to go into business is there some way that what I love to do I could monetize or convert into making money? Of course, if you're fortunate and you're a super athlete, you can go into one of the sports and make some serious money. Likewise, if you're a super talented entertainer, you can make big money that way. But if you're not in that category, then by golly, evaluate what you really are good at. And one of my favorite questions that I always like to ask people is that if you had a choice of 5 businesses, which one would you choose? And then we go back and decide why would you want to do that particular business. And you should ask yourself basic questions. Is my spouse going to actually be supportive of the idea? Because the worst thing in life, if you are in a relationship and your spouse is constantly badgering you as why are you doing what you're doing, and unfortunately, no matter what no matter what business you go into, if your spouse is strongly against your going in or discouraging you, you're in for a disaster. The sad part is that there are so many business professionals who only because they didn't have the support from their immediate family, they never make it. But I like to think on the positive side. Join us. I'll be glad to help you evaluate what career path you should take. And better yet, we can help you in writing your business plan, and also, depending on which business you want to go into, you should know what your competition is. We can help you with that. And SCORE is very supportive of that, and they've got a dynamite setup right in Ferndale whereby you can see graphically almost every zip code in the country as to whatever business you're considering, what the competition is like in that area. If you're going to open up a restaurant, isn't it important to know how many restaurants in that zip code serving the same kind of food? Yes. And in any particular business you go in, you should have what's called a unique selling proposition. What is it that you do that they don't? And by the way, there's an opportunity. If you're talented in any particular area and you'd like to go into that business, find out who the biggest competitors are in that field and what are they doing that you could do better. Don't ever get discouraged, because if you have an idea and someone else is doing it, if you have a better way of handling it, you can be successful. And that's what we're all about. Call us at 888-489-8980 anytime. I have to wrap it up for this segment, and I don't want to leave without my favorite parting thought. And that is, if you really want to get anything done in life, you'll find a way. And if you don't, you'll find an excuse. And there is no excuse for not achieving your dreams and goals in America, because it is the greatest country in the whole world. Remember, a goal is just a dream with a deadline.